as of now. Good stuff. Just make sure that I'm on the multi-stream window, and let me make sure that YouTube recognizes that I am actually live, that I am indeed streaming, and same is going to go over here uh for Twitch, even though Twitch takes a little bit longer to respond, to make sure that I am actually live. Gonna have to refresh that again, and okay, wait. It said for a moment that I was live, and now, okay, now it says again that I am actually live. So I think I should be fine. But with that said, welcome to my live review of the Red Dragon Blazar. Uh, this isn't going to be a very long live stream by any means, uh, and I kind of really just wanted to be able to talk about uh, this this microphone in the greater detail than I did in my review from earlier in the day. Considering, whoops, sorry, it's just so many notifications and a lot of them from Twitch actually. But yeah, so essentially, this is a omnidirectional condenser microphone. And I'm pretty sure that right now it is picking up a decent amount of sound, both from the front and also from the back. I sound like from behind it. Now, luckily, there isn't really anything going on behind it. However, I do have my computer that is right under uh, my desk, and it could very well be picking up that sound. There's also my mini fridge over there. Again, they could very well be picking up that sound as well. So that is important to keep into consideration as well. I can't monitor the audio with with this particular USB microphone that doesn't have a headphone jack at all, which means that I don't exactly know how I sound right now, but I'm assuming that I sound okay. I am keeping a little bit of distance between myself and the microphone, and I do have the windscreen attached as well here. I will be using this for the rest of this live stream. However, I think that for the month of May, I am going to be focusing on XLR microphones mostly because I think that there's still a lot to explore in that realm, a lot of exciting things to explore in that realm, and I do very much look forward to it. But right now, I really do miss the ability to be able to monitor my live stream. Well, monitor my sound at least. Because I would love to know exactly how I sound right now. I want to know if it's plosives heavy, even though I really don't think so. Because I do have about 5 to 6 inches of distance between myself and the microphone. Plus, there's that windscreen there, so that should be helping with plosives quite a bit. And now I'm just going to wait for people for a little bit just to see who ends up jumping in. And then I will talk about this microphone just shortly after, of course. Today being Saturday, I wouldn't be too surprised if people are busy, considering that it is Saturday. You might want to do something fun. The microphone reviews are pretty fun. Well, at least making them is. Yes, I am nonetheless going to wait for a little bit to see who ends up jumping on, how many people end up jumping on, and to see if there's really any interest in this microphone. This is actually a $60 microphone, and I think that you can still find it on Amazon. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure of that. It's so bizarre seeing a high quality stream using a Red Dragon microphone. Lol. It's kind of popular here in the Philippines. Oh, really? Well, I'm I'm glad to be able to deliver on a high quality live stream with a Red Dragon microphone. Red Dragon products are not that popular around here. But like ever since I came across my first Red Dragon product, like 6 years ago, when I was shopping around for like PC peripherals and that kind of thing, I've really liked their stuff, like from their headsets to their keyboards to their mice and that kind of thing. Microphones, from them at least, is something that I've been testing really more so as of late. And yeah, this is what the Red Dragon Blazar is going to sound like in a non sound treated room. So that's kind of what you should expect out of it. Either way, Jamuel, thank you very much for jumping in. I hope that you're having a good night so far. Or good day, possibly. Red Dragon is like a cheaper option for Razer here. Really? Interesting. I hmm. I mean, I can't really think of anything in particular that would be considered like the cheaper option over here, uh, in the West. Like people just kind of tend to buy from brands like this. Though, like when it comes to microphones, Fifine is really popular, for people who are on a budget and things like that. Dylan says, HyperX Quadcast S is so popular for those lights, but they're so bad. I disagree. I had to disagree with you there, buddy. I think that the HyperX Quadcast S sounds very good. And yes, like the lights were definitely very nice too. However, like when it comes to sound quality, I think that HyperX does a pretty good job. Not the best job in the industry, but they do a pretty good job. Now, this, on the other hand, however, in contrast to the HyperX Quadcast, this is an omnidirectional microphone, so it is going to pick up sound from more than just one direction. And while I don't believe in that practice, and I don't think that that is a good idea, I had to say that they still managed to make this microphone sound pretty good. And I can even do a keyboard test of anything. But this you're definitely going to hear. I don't doubt it for a second. I bet you heard that loud and clearly from this microphone. I was just typing on my keyboard. Or using any microphone enhancements on OBS for this stream right now? Nope, not at all. This is just how the microphone sounds completely raw. Uh, I just have it running through the USB port on my USB hub. So yeah, that's pretty much that. No filters, no kind of EQ on this at all. This is just what this microphone sounds like. It's good by all means, but for the price of 300 bucks on Best Buy, I think you might as well get an XLR and Nano Waves. Wait a second, it's $300 on Best Buy right now? Okay, now that is a totally different story right there. I was not expecting that. And for the record, it looks like this microphone cannot be found on Amazon either. But I'm gonna go ahead and check Best Buy to like to verify that because $300, that's insane. That's like Best Buy is scalping that microphone. It was in my area. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hopefully that's different for mine. Let me see. HyperX Quadcast S. Well, in my area, it is still 160 bucks. And then the regular HyperX Quadcast is 140 in my area. So it is pretty confusing as to why it's getting scalped like that in the Best Buy area. That's definitely pretty strange. Even the Elgato Wave 3 is actually on sale right now for 148. Like it's not a big discount. It's only like $11 off, but hey, I mean that is something at least. Oh yes, there's something I have to do as well while I'm at it. But for other good USB microphones, maybe not necessarily like in this price range, even though again, like I am still very much surprised with what this microphone can deliver on. Sure. Well, when it comes to Shure microphones, uh, the most affordable Shure microphone that I have tested is the Shure MV7, which is both a USB and an XLR microphone. However, I've been recommended other affordable Shure microphones. There's actually one that is very similar to the Samsung Q2U. And I do intend on giving that one a go at some point. Like hopefully I'll be able to. And there you go. Okay. So I was just kind of taking care of paying bills because that's something that I still have to do. Uh, However, I do have to say that the Samsung Q2U is honestly like one of the best microphones that I can recommend, whether you're using it in that USB setting or if you're using it in that XLR setting, because the microphone is somewhere between 60 and 70 bucks. You can use it both as a USB or an XLR microphone if you want to, and it honestly sounds so good. It's it's seriously like one of my favorite microphones of all time, and I'm so happy that I got the chance to review it. The video's not up yet, but it will be, I think. Uh, so the exact schedule for the Q2U is actually for May 1st. So that's when that video is going to be coming out. But on Monday, there's going to be the review of the PreSonus the PD70, which is about 120 to 130 bucks. That microphone, I will be streaming with it also that exact same night. Um, and then as for other microphones, the Ascend Stealth, that review comes out on the 26th. And then there's just going to be the Q2U on May 1st, and then on May 6th, no, on May 10th is when I do a full-on comparison of 14 different XLR microphones. If you had to keep one microphone for the rest of your life, what would it be? One microphone for the rest of my life. That's that's kind of a tough one, but I mean, it would probably still be this bad boy right here, my daily driver, I want to say. This is the Electro Voice RE27ND. Love this microphone so much. I think it's a fantastic microphone, and if I am being forced to choose to keep just one microphone, then it would be that one for sure. Do you have any Lewitt mics? I do not have any Lewitt mics actually. Let me go ahead and check those out though. I feel like it's been brought up to me in the past. But let me see. Lewitt. Oh my goodness. There's a CK Mova um SXM, I believe, SXM3 copy for Lewitt, and it's called the Lewitt LCT 240 Pro. Comes with the exact same shock mount. Like the only thing that's different is just the branding. From what I can tell here, that's kind of crazy. And they have another version that has a bigger capsule, from what I can see, and that's the Lewitt LCT 440 Pure Large Diaphragm Condenser Microphone. 270 bucks. I just wish that these had better plosive protection, at least for the condenser microphones. But they do have dynamic microphones too, from what I can tell. I've never actually tried these out. Oh, here's one that's actually caught my attention just now. Well, the Lewitt Premium Dynamic Performance Microphone, the MTP 840DM, looks pretty cool. Another one that looks pretty cool is the Lewitt MTP 440. That's a dynamic microphone, and I really like that like aluminum blue to it. I don't know. I just think it looks pretty nice. I I should consider reviewing these at some point. One of these at least. Familiarize myself a little bit with this brand. I know this would be very weird to add to your channel, but would you review headset mics? Because most seem to sound awful, and I'm curious if any sound good. So usually, when I do reviews on headsets, I always cover the microphone as well. And yes, I do agree with you that so many of them just sound awful. In fact, every single headset microphone that I have ever tested sounds terrible. So generally, I usually don't really recommend people to try those out. And even on like premium gaming headsets, like you can't expect a good mic, like not even a decent microphone out of it. Like recently, I reviewed the Asus Theta 7.1 headset. It's a $300 gaming headset, and guess what? While the headset sounded amazing, it sounded fantastic, the microphone was absolutely awful. It was complete garbage. I totally hated it. But yes, I will continue to review more gaming headsets in the future, and obviously talking about the microphones. However, I wouldn't really place too much stock on them. Diego Clavi, however, says that the Logitech G Pro is pretty crisp. I'm guessing that he's referring to the microphone itself for it. You should check out the Behringer Bigfoot, aka the Blue Yeti ripoff. Hey, well, let's go ahead and check that out. Hang on. Behringer Bigfoot. Oh, hang on. Behringer Bigfoot. Let's see. Uh, it doesn't really look like a Yeti, to be honest. At least not to me. It looks, it really does look like its own thing. But, oh, okay. I think I do see the resemblance actually a little bit more now. Okay, I see your point. And yeah, actually, like I wouldn't mind giving that a go. It's only 80 bucks. I would have to look into that and see when's the right time to do so. Bloody Fedora says my internet is awful today. Damn rain. Hello there, Tech. Hello there to you, Bloody Fedora. I hope that everything is going well on your end. Well, and I hope that your internet doesn't end up getting a little bit better too. I have Razer Kraken Ultimate with RGB, $120, and the mic sounds bass boosted flat out. I had the... I've never had a Kraken, but I actually still have the Razer Black Shark V2. Microphone sounds awful. G Pro is what Stable Ronaldo uses. It's bad. Oh, you think it's bad? Corey says, I hate minions now. Someone photoshopped my face on a minion because I have a dead hairline. Ah, that's so mean. I don't blame you for hating minions. I've never liked them myself. So don't be ashamed of hating minions. Jamal says, JBL Quantum 100 has a very good microphone for a gaming headset. My friends thought I was using a condenser microphone when we were on Discord. Really now. You mentioned the JBL Quantum 100. Hmm. It's only $34 for this headset. Like, don't get me wrong, the price is great, but I wonder how much of that budget went into making sure that the microphone sounded good. It does raise a lot of questions for me. He uses the G430. Oh. I saw a kid in a minion costume and wanted to kick him. Is this normal? Oh, I know what happens. Like sometimes you do get the urge to uh, kick the innocent. It just happens, right? Just awful internet connection because for some reason the modem acts like a sandbox. Really? How so? Well, the audio quality isn't that good, but the mic is good. Huh. So, well, I mean, if it has a good microphone, then nice. But again, I do have a tough time just believing that. Like I have to hear it. I have to hear it for me to really say, "Oh my gosh, like this actually sounds like a condenser microphone." At least like a cheap condenser microphone. Thank you for helping me with my minion trauma. You get a like for Des and sub. Oh, well, thank you. I very much appreciate it. And I'm always here to help uh, in case you need any more help with any more minion traumas or anything else of the sort. Whoa! Okay. Well, thank you very much for that subscription, Priscilla Pano. That is very well appreciated. Thank you. Every time it rains, everything gets awful. I see. That doesn't happen so much over here in New York, but sometimes it can rain so bad uh, that trees end up falling, and that could bring down the internet lines and things like that, make things way worse for everybody. So that can happen, but yeah, like I do know that feeling. Like when it rains and you're in somewhere like DR, your internet is going to be crappier than usual. Like noticeably crappier than usual too. Is what I mean. So there's actually one product in particular that I'm interested in getting, and it's because I do kind of want to test out more microphones. Uh, microphones. Besides microphones, I want to test out more more headphones. So I'm looking at the Hyphen Sundara, which are open back planar magnetic headphones. Uh, and these seem to be of pretty high quality. And sound wise, they seem to be pretty highly regarded. So I'm thinking of making that my next daily driver for headphones because I've been using these Audio Technica headphones for I think the better part of 4 years or so. This is the ATH M40X, and I just have like a white T brand skin on it. Every time it rains, everything gets awful. You know what? Fair enough. Every time, 33,644 points and rising. Nice. That means that at some point you will get that VIP badge, and that's going to be pretty awesome. Are you a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Uh, I would say yes, but like I'm not really an active fan. Like I've never watched any season of JoJo to its entirety. Uh, because when I did watch it, it was because it was running on Adult Swim, but like I was always interested in the show whenever it would come up. Uh, Part one of JoJo, I only watched pretty much like the last couple of episodes of part one. I watched the majority of part two, but I never got to see how it ended. When it came to part three, wasn't really that big of a fan of part three, uh, because I mean, I just felt like the new JoJo what was just a bit absurd of a character, but I did like JoJo from part two quite a bit. And then I've never watched four or read four and the rest of them. Sup, Fear of the Gun. Hello, how's it going? I hope that you're having a good night so far. Just ate sushi today. Had my fill. Also, food, tiny plastic inside the fish. Oh, you found tiny plastic inside of the fish. That sounds awful. That is terrible. How was that? Like, did they give you a refund for that at least? Because I mean, if I found that, I would immediately be like, "Excuse me, waiter, I have an issue. Why is there plastic on my fish? I demand a free meal, sir." You know, like just like take full advantage of that situation. So I'm on a dilemma. I want to get a microphone, but I'm somewhere in between. Sure, SM7B, but I really like the TLM 103, just at the right price, but still expensive. TLM 103. Oh boy. I've never heard of that microphone personally. Oh, okay. So it's a Newman microphone. Newman TLM 103. Wow. I mean, the 103 from what I can see is very different from the Shure SM7B. Like not just price wise. The TLM3 the TLM 103, I mean, I am seeing a couple of different prices here. Like there is one that I'm seeing here for about 1,095. The Shure SM7B is $400. Um, but they're also just very different microphones because one of them is a large diaphragm condenser microphone, and the other one is a dynamic microphone. And ultimately, I I would think that the Newman TLM 103 would definitely sound better than the Shure SM7B. However, there is a point that like depending on what you're doing with your audio, you might start to see diminishing returns after a certain price point. Though, in all fairness, I have never tested the TLM 103. For all I know, it could really truly be worth the $1,100 that I'm seeing it for here. Uh, but if it were me, I would probably just get the Shure the SM7B for the price, and also because it already sounds astounding to me. I know one can't refund it. It is something that they're finding inside the fish lately. What? What do you mean that they can't uh, refund it? They shouldn't be serving you plastic either way. That sounds a little bit absurd to me. Every fish, even tuna, can't. Still, you didn't buy the plastic. You bought the fish, so you can eat the fish. They're really good but pricey. How many years would you suggest is the ideal time to change a laptop? There's no concrete answer on that because um it depends. Well, okay, like let's assume that you just bought a 2021 laptop. Uh, After how many years would you want to upgrade at that stage? Maybe after 4 years, 4 or 5 years. I've honestly had my Razor Blade 14, 2015, since 2016, and I bought it refurbished, and it's still going strong, honestly. The only thing that sucks about it right now is really just like the battery life. But besides that, like it is still going strong. So I've had that laptop for really about 5 years now. So almost 5 years. And again, like I bought it refurbished. Still don't really have any plans on upgrading it or changing it. So that's one example. I think that laptops, especially if you buy premium ones, should be able to last you between 4 to 5 years. Blade Fedora says, and my nutritionist said I should eat more fish. That sounds awful, giving plastic particles is inside the fish. But in my case, I found a really big, tiny plastic. A really big, tiny plastic? That is a bit of a contradiction there. So is it really big or is it really tiny? I'm just messing with you. But uh, still, you should not have to deal with that. I would have immediately told uh, the waiter and been like, "Excuse me, sir, I did not order plastic." You know, like just uh, be a Karen, I suppose. Mohammed Sheikh says, "Salam alaikum." I have no idea what that means. I'm and I'm not going to assume what it is either. But hello, Mr. Sheikh. Well, I bought the sushi. I uh, didn't go to the sushi bar. Still ordered the fish. Oh, okay. So like they brought the fish over to you. I mean, either way, like I would have called them and like, excuse me, you you fools, you just served me plastic with my fish. I did not order that. It's just basically saying hello in Arabic. Ah, in fact, salam alaikum means peace be upon you. I see. But it is used as a form of a greeting though. So that's good. Then in that case, I shall repeat it again. Salam alaikum. I don't know why I said it like that with so much emphasis. This is Muslims' way of greeting. Gotcha. Got it right. Ah, sweet. Bloody Fedora says, "Yeah, I know, but it can't be helped. Ocean is full of plastic. It is bound to happen." No, here in the U.S., man, like I wish I had my bleep button right now because I would be using it so much during this rant that it's just about to come up. But no, in the U.S., something like that would never just fly. Nobody would let that fly. If we find even just a tiny hair particle, and it could be yours, but if we find that in our food, we immediately go, "Excuse me, why is there hair on my food? I demand a free meal." Well, you don't demand a free meal, but like they will try to make it up to you at least. Ocean. Though I do understand that issue that like fish, especially like with the issues regarding microplastics in the ocean, it is inevitable that they're going to swallow it, but it shouldn't like you shouldn't have to deal uh with that sorts of stuff either way as a customer, as a paying customer. That shouldn't that should not be your problem. Bro, your vids are always what? Fear of the gun. What mic do you use? So right now I'm currently using the Red Dragon Blazar. Uh, However, I usually use this one for streaming, and this is the Electro Voice RE27ND. However, I'm streaming with this microphone tonight because I made a video on it today, and every time that I review a microphone, I also stream with it that same night. So yeah, there's that. Are you still having a long in the US? A long? What does that mean? Are you still having a king in the US? We don't have a king in the US. We just have a president. Kidding. Ah. Uh-huh. Fair enough. Welcome, Alexander, though. Alexander Wilk. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope that you're having a wonderful night so far. I really like your videos. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that quite a bit. Uh, I am going to be working on making sure that May's uploads are going to be special. I am going to change the direction in which I film B-roll since I actually went ahead and bought a slider. So hopefully that should improve the overall quality of the B-roll and the like. So yay. Fish eat everything nowadays. Yeah, I mean that is true. They can't really help it. Well, the Queen is usually in the UK. US is a republic. US a republic? Uh, the US is a hmm. It's not technically a democracy. It's not really technically a democracy. Let's see, what kind of government is the US? So the US is and I can't believe that I have to look this up. But the US is technically not really a democracy because your votes um, uh, go to uh, your votes like just go to the electoral college of your state, and then they decide uh, who who ultimately wins for any given state, which technically doesn't really make it a democracy. However, it is close to a democracy, yeah, but it is not a complete democracy, I guess. Many Americans think that we in Germany still have a king, or even worse. Really? I mean, do you guys just have a prime minister? I could be completely wrong about that. John Switch says, finally, it has been so long since I've last seen you here, buddy. Welcome in. Shout out to John Switch and shout out to John Switch's cousin, of course, as per usual. Those shout outs cannot go ungiven. Under the 1949 Constitution, Basic Law, Germany has a parliamentary system of government in which the chancellor, similar to prime minister or minister president in other parliamentary democracies, is the head of government. The president also holds the prerogative to grant pardons on behalf of the federation. Okay, so technically not really called a prime minister, but basically the same thing. Uh, so it would be a chancellor, or is that wrong? A uh, half Senate democracy thingy. Yeah, I guess so. Jamal asks, "What are your tips in being spontaneous during streams/recordings? I tend to stutter and pause at times. I always stutter myself. So I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer to that. I mean, I stutter all of the time on stream. I stutter all of the time in my recordings. What helps with my recordings is just that I can do jump cuts, like I can just cut those parts out. But during a live stream, you guys get to hear my full uh, unfiltered stuttering. So if I had any good advice, I would give it to you. Now, like when it comes to being spontaneous, uh, so like usually this tip actually kind of comes from the position of just like being in a conversation. Like sometimes when I'm stuttering during a conversation, uh, I've already gotten into the habit of pretending like I'm thinking, but sometimes it makes me look really dumb. Uh, like when somebody asks me, hey, like, where are you from? I, I go, well, hmm. When in reality, I just I just can't say it. I can't just say the words. Yeah, they just won't come out. And I've actually been asked, wait, like, do you just forget where you're from? Which ends up being pretty awkward. So ultimately, I think that the best thing that you can do if you stutter is just to own it. You know, being spontaneous. Actually, um, I would probably advise against being spontaneous and instead, uh, just having a way of being able to read through a script. That would help a lot during recordings. Now, during streams, obviously, you wouldn't have a script. So, in that case, you would just have to stutter your way through. I mean, like the same way that you guys deal with my stuttering, I'm sure that people would be fine dealing with yours as well. Alexander says, we got Angela Merkel. It's something like Godzilla, but worse looking. That is mean. But I don't know if it is accurate, actually. Like, let me go ahead and take a look. Huh. Angela Dorothea Merkel is a German politician serving as the Chancellor of Germany since 2005. Wow, that's quite a while, actually. Jesus. In the U.S., you only get 8 years max. So it sounds like she's been the chancellor for, wow, 16 years. That's pretty insane. Ugliest being on Earth. Fair enough. I wouldn't mind living in a monarchy, honestly, but that is just me. As long as the ruler is competent and I can have my things, I don't really mind how or who runs the show. Um, I mean, I would like to assume that you guys know me. I don't really like to get political myself. I do have my own views, um, but I also value my brand. So I'm better off not really saying what I prefer. And even a really bad politis, like politician, you mean? Joking in a foreign language is really tough. I bet. Don't worry. The last comment was actually pretty fun. It was pretty good. Don't worry about it. But Bloody Fedora says, yeah, I too don't like to get political. Right, yeah. I mean, politics uh, only really makes people upset. Yeah, people are canceling each other just because of political views. It's so lame. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, though, I deleted my Twitter today. Well, I deactivated it, so no more Twitter promotions from uh, any videos that I produce moving forward. And if you guys hear me promote Twitter at all, in any of my future or my upcoming videos. That is because those were recorded before I uh, I deactivated it. So yeah, just please keep that in mind. Um, but yeah, no more Twitter. Now, luckily, like I never got into any kind of arguments with anybody because nobody really cares about me on Twitter. So that does help quite a bit. But either way, I would always get like a notification on Twitter from somebody uh, that I follow. Like these are people that I would follow from YouTube, who I would follow for their tech advice and things like that. And then you would go on Twitter, and all of a sudden, like they would get pretty political, and they would usually have takes that I don't agree with, but uh, they're just pretty aggressive about it. Like they make it seem like having a dialogue is just not something that can happen. Like things are just black and white. There's only right and there's only wrong. There isn't any kind of in between. Any kind of discussions to be had, which I'm not really down with. What are you going to review next? Ah, funny that you ask. The next thing that is going to be reviewed is going to be the PreSonus PD70, which is a dynamic XLR microphone. I am excited. I am excited for that review to come out because I will also be streaming with it on Monday. So that's going to be the very next review. However, tomorrow the Tech Summit podcast episode will be coming out. So that's a thing. When will the real Tech Summit show up? Lol. Uh, well, I mean, I think I really think that I'm just gonna have to stay fake forever. Or just I'm just gonna have I'm gonna have to keep my mouth shut. At least um until having your own political views is okay. But until then, I'm going to be a quiet little sheep, even if I get called a coward for not expressing my own views and stuff. So much so that I just want the person to be competent. I don't mind or care what position or whatever end of the spectrum it falls. I just want someone that isn't a man. I don't have my bleep button because I'm using a USB microphone. Damn it. I've lost that battle. But I get what you're saying. Just give me this and I will be fine. Mm. It sounds like you'd be fine with something pretty simple. Like you're not saying that you would rather live in a monarchy, but that you wouldn't really mind living in one as long as it's uh, as you still get to live your life as you intend, which is fair. Me, I'm not really exactly sure what kind uh, of rule I would rather live under, but hey, as long as it works, exactly. So, guys, I really can't believe that April is already coming to an end. This year has been flying by. April, I mean, like we're already in the middle of April, approaching the end of April very soon, which is kind of insane. It's felt like every month has just gone by so quickly, for the exception of February, funnily enough. Since February is actually the shortest month of the year, I am surprised that it hasn't gotten, or that was like the month that just felt the longest to me. I just say the Chinese phrase, I don't mind if the cat is, as long as it catches mice. Fair enough. Fair enough. Even a government looks bad when the citizens are bad. That is also true. I believe that we do have a part to play in that, in making sure uh, that we can make our own country look good. Or I guess that in the case of the U.S., to make our respective states look good, because uh, apparently, like, we are under that kind of competition with each other. So I would say that there are only one, two, and three. There are three microphones left before the full review comes out. Well, like before the full XLR microphone comparison comes out on May 10th. And then after that, I'm going to be exploring new microphones and also headphones. I kind of want to focus a little bit more on that since I haven't reviewed so many of them in a while. Yes, time is fleeting. Know the Rocky Horror Picture Show? No, actually, I don't. Is it good? But man, time really is fleeting. It is just kind of crazy. We are already in springtime, and I miss the winter. I always do. I love the winter. I wish that it would be cold here in New York forever, but that's unfortunately not gonna happen. Uh, what the hell? It's a must see. Oh, well, my apologies. I'll dedicate some time to check it out. Now, what streaming service is it on? It's probably on Netflix, though. Pretty sure, at least. Let me go ahead and check it out. Da, 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 da. Any controller joystick reviews in the future? Controllers, yes. This controller is going to get reviewed as well in May. Uh, this is a $175 to $180 controller. They make a whole bunch of different designs for it, but this is basically a Scuff controller. Though it's not by Scuff, it's by Hex Gaming, and they do make pretty cool controllers. So far, my literal only complaint about this controller is just that it uses micro USB instead of USB-C. But honestly, this controller is really nice. And look at this. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh themed. Like, you gotta love it. You just have to love it. But yes, this is the next controller that I'm going to be reviewing. By the way, have you had any of those stupid people spamming the live comments on YouTube like yesterday or earlier on? No, actually, it hasn't been happening. Well, it hasn't happened today, and it didn't happen yesterday either. So, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Don't know. It's about 35 years old or more, but one of the most amazing musicals I've ever seen. Oh, it's a musical. It's a musical, and you expect me to know it? You expect me to know it, buddy? Hang on. I'm going to check Netflix and see, though. And of course, Netflix is under maintenance right now for the American server. And this is when I announced that this live stream is sponsored by ExpressVPN. No, I'm just joking. They're not sponsoring me. They don't even know who I am. And also, you should do a room tour of your, like, filming space. I have, actually. But I think that you mean in, like, live stream format, which I can do. I can probably do that at some point. Whenever there isn't a microphone review, I'll most likely do that. My battery is on 3%. Oh no. Answer my questions quickly. Did you watch Seas Piracy yet? I haven't finished it yet, no. And it looks like I won't be able to finish it tonight either because the American Netflix server appears to be down or under maintenance. So maybe by the next live stream, hopefully I would have finished it. But yeah, um, it's in 2 now. Oh geez, ask your questions quickly then, and I will answer as fast as I possibly can. Jamal asks, "What's your very first tech review?" My very first tech review was on my Razer Blade 14 2015, but I reviewed it in 2016, sometime in November. That was my very first tech review, and I remember like just filming it with my iPhone SE at the time, and editing it on that same laptop, and then posting it. And then when I woke up in the morning, all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have 100 views on this! Unbelievable!" I had like 12 subscribers at the time, so that was honestly pretty nice to see. It was the very first review. Oh, okay. Well, it's calm. I ran out of questions. Well, I suppose that your phone can die in peace. So no worries. It looks like I like lived out its own lifespan. I don't know, but good stuff. Believador says, "Oh yeah, did anything happen yesterday when I was so cold?" No, actually, everything was fine yesterday. Uh, Everything was totally fine. Like there weren't any kind of spam accounts or anything. Um, Nobody was being rude or like jumping in and just like trying to scare me. So everything was still fine. However, I still managed to make John Moo Firecat a moderator, so you know, I did still have defenses regardless. So yeah. Page One Comics. Any audio tips to StreamYard? What are the best settings for a Boya BM6060 boom mic and H4n Pro audio interface? That's a pretty tough one to answer. So StreamYard, I'm actually not really familiar with StreamYard, so I'm gonna go ahead and look up what that is. Is that like streaming software? Yeah, StreamYard, live streaming software. Okay. So I've never tried StreamYard, unfortunately. So I don't really have much to say about that. Um, I would probably have to download it myself and try it out at some point. I personally use Streamlabs OBS for all of my live streams. And when it comes to the best settings for a Boya BM6060 boom mic and H4n Pro audio interface, um, let me look up this audio interface as well, because there's one thing that I'm kind of banking on here to hopefully make it useful. Have a good time and keep on like this. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, I see. You're saying good night because it's super late where you are. No worries, but have a wonderful night, Alexander Wilkin. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope to see you on the next one. For sure, for sure. I also use OBS, but StreamYard is a tough one to get to sound good. Okay, then maybe just stick to OBS instead, if uh, uh, if if that's the case, because if StreamYard is giving you audio issues, audio is like the most important part of live stream in my opinion. So stick with OBS if that's the case. Let's see. What scares you the most? Like, what do you fear the most? I'm afraid of frogs. I hate frogs. Frogs and toads alike. I hate them both. But I guess frogs more because frogs can jump pretty high. And yeah, I don't love that. Um but I suppose that in terms of more legitimate fears, what scares me the most, uh would be to uh, to go homeless, I suppose. That's probably one of my biggest fears. It's not something that I think is ever going to happen. At least I very much hope not, but that's probably one of my biggest fears. Besides frogs. It's 10 p.m. here, it's 2 a.m. here. It's 9:02 p.m. over here where I am. Well, it's a good DSLR to start streaming with. I want to replace my C922 soon. Haha, no worries. And by DSLR, I'm just assuming that you're talking about any camera that's not a webcam. Uh, so a good one to start streaming with is going to be the Sony A5000, I think. The A5000 usually goes for a pretty low price. Like, buy it on eBay, buy it used, don't buy it brand new. It's pretty expensive brand new. Usually retails for around 400 bucks with the lens and all, but you don't really need uh like you shouldn't have to pay that much money on such an old one. It does have an HDMI port, and as long as you connect it to uh yes, okay, yeah. Yes, it does. And as long as you connect it to a dummy battery, you should be fine. But usually this camera on eBay would go for around 200 bucks, which is pretty good, or 250-ish. Thanks. I found your channel when I searched for the best mics for streaming. Ah, sick. Thank you for stopping by then. I very much appreciate that. And I'm glad that you have stuck around. You already know what I fear. That is true. Dustin, OMG, says hi. Hello to you, Dustin. Hope you're doing well. I just hopped on Apex and everything was lagging like really bad. On Apex, is it because of this live stream as well? Like, were you watching live stream and trying to play at the same time? Is that what happened? Moshak says frogs. Wow, I was just watching a video of someone cleaning a swimming pool after like decades, and there were frogs jumping off of algae. And that freaked me out because I thought it was jumping on my face. I really hate frogs. I I see, bro. Don't worry. Even if you go homeless and I go rich, there is no difference because we should fear the most of God and death. Yeah, but like I still don't want to be homeless. That would still be an unfortunate way of uh of going about things. And imagine being like streaming like from a shelter or something. It would be it would be a pretty janky setup, but that's not why. And yes, the A6400 is a fantastic camera for streaming. I use it for filming all of my YouTube videos actually, but it might be too expensive to use as just like a starting camera, you know, for live streaming. So I probably wouldn't really recommend an A6400 for that reason. Well, think about it. The person who is rich and poor will end up in either heaven or hell. Well, yes. However, you would still want to live your life to the fullest while you're still around. Let's not talk about religion or politics here. I must agree. Those are very sensitive terms. And I use Ethernet and it never lags. It was even lagging in the lobby. Wow. That's so weird. Maybe their servers are just having issues. That could very well be an issue. Let's talk about tech and mics. Loba from Apex Legends. Is that a character? You're going to you're going to have to forgive me on that one because I don't really play Apex, so I don't really know what character that is. If it is even a character at all. Let me see. Is that just the server, maybe? You have to look it up. Okay, I'm on it. I'm on it. Loba Apex Legends. Let's see. Ah, okay. It is a character. Okay, gotcha. She wields like some kind of magical staff and some kind of pistol of sorts. Cool. She has a pretty cool design. Yeah. Yeah, guys. I'm going to have to ask to please keep things civil. Uh, and please be nice to one another as well. I think you're over 1 hour now. Oh yes, I have been for a little bit. I am going to be piecing out pretty soon. Ah, that also happens to dream a lot. Oh, that also happens to dream a lot. Yo, some bestie. Hello, Solaire. You are pretty late to the live stream. Explain yourself. I'm just joking. Welcome in, and thank you for stopping by. Well, nothing much. I'm just, over here talking to everybody. What about you? What are you up to right now, Mr. Solaire, sir? Also, quick request. What's on your mind? Oh, Loba from Apex Legends? Okay. Man, that is going to be tough. I can't exactly look her up. Uh, and this is the link to voice lines from Loba. The issue, though, is that if her voice plays, I am afraid of getting copyright claim because it has happened multiple times already. But let's see. Could you talk and type on the keyboard behind the microphone? But was wondering how bad the background noise is on the mic. Uh, Noise on the mic is. I have to read before sunrise, so I can be ready for the fast. Gonna eat in about an hour's time because sunrise is at 4:30. Got it. Now, as for you, yes, I can indeed run that test. So here we go. I'm currently typing and talking into this microphone, and this is what it's going to sound like. I'm using currently Razer Green switches, I believe, and this is what it's going to sound like. I hope that this counts as a pretty decent test, because I think that you should be hearing quite a lot of my thing by now. Why would that happen if you were playing Apex? You would hear her voice lines too. Yeah, well, this has happened to me quite a lot of times. Uh, to be completely honest with you, Dustin. Like, even for me, like just playing footage of something, like I'll immediately get some kind of claim on it, which has been a pretty big issue in the like even if I show it a trailer and I make it transformative by commenting over it and I don't even play the audio from it, it's like boom, okay, there's a copyright claim, can't do anything about it. Good, good. It looks like we're all on the same page. But I post Apex with audio. I don't get banned. I don't get banned either. I just get claimed. Uh, it's not really the same thing. It's basically, uh, um, that like whatever money I would make off of this live stream, it would go straight to whoever claims it. Uh, like they claim the video as or the live stream in this case as being their own property. So it really has been problematic in the past, and it is pretty insane that they do that at all. I decided on getting the Scarlett Solo Studio Gen 3 kit. Oh, sweet. Could you review the microphone? The microphone for it. Oh yeah, it does come. It does come in there. Can I pick a different person? Yeah, sure. You can totally pick a different person. Hopefully, it's something that you and I, hopefully it's someone that you and I both know at least. And I'm sorry about that as well. It sucks for both of us, unfortunately. What do you like watching? I like watching anime. I mean, do you like anime yourself? I'm going to look at the kit, by the way. This is the Scarlett Solo Studio Gen 3 kit that comes with the microphone. Is that the kit that costs like $270? Like the one that comes with headphones as well. It looks like they have a couple of kits here, so it's a little hard to know. Can you do Sasuke Uchiha? Yeah, I can try. I might do a better job at doing Gaara, though. So if you want me to do Sasuke, I can try that. But I think I would do a better job at Gaara. Completely up to you, though. And now, what Bloody Fedora says. I'm running out of apricots and dried grapes. I need to acquire more. Yes, do what's easiest, alright. I'm gonna try Gaara. The microphone is the MCK3. I think at least. I'll go check it out and see what it's like. MCK3. You better be right. I'm being shown tampons instead. You led me in the wrong direction. How could you? You fooled me once. Shame on me. No, shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. My name is Gaara of the Sand. Read Gaara's Great War speech. I will try. Gaara's Ninja War speech, or the monologue. Okay, here we go. From the first great ninja war to the last, shinobi have wounded and come to hate each other for the benefit of their own nation and village. That hatred led to a desire for power, and that desire for power created someone like me. I too was once a full of hatred and power. I was a Jinchuriki. I hated this world and all the people in it. I constantly thought of nothing but destroying it. I was no different than what Akatsuki is now. However, A certain shinobi from the Hidden Leaf stopped me. He shed tears for me, his enemy. Even though I hurt him, he still called me his friend. He saved me, my enemy, my fellow Jinchuriki. He suffered the same pain as me, and yet bore no ill will. The moment we understand each other's pain, our malice will disappear. There are no enemies here. We're all one, and it is because we have all been affected, my Akatsuki. Oh, okay, please stop. I like your normal voice. Ouch. Yeah, that's a little bit mean. I am sorry if I messed it up, though. I'm going to check out the Amazon link. Oh, wait. That should be going up here. And, okay. So this one is actually a slightly different one. So this microphone is actually just straight up from Scarlett. This is the Scarlett Studio microphone. That's so interesting. All good. I don't know what they even sound like anyways. Oh, I see. I mean, I watched the anime in English. So that's just what I do a much better job at. Oh, I see. So the headphones are really the HP60 MK3s. So that's the name of the kit. Let's see. It looks like you sent me a link. I'm gonna try to check that out. Of course. I'm never gonna give you up. You're asking somebody that cannot sing to sing here. Though, I believe that there is an option, actually, still, to make me sing a song. I'm at 1. Oh, answer me quick. I'm at 1. Okay, I'm right here for you, friend. I'm holding your hand. What you use to make videos. And what do you use? Yes? To make thumbnails. So to edit my videos, I use DaVinci Resolve, and to edit, to make thumbnails, I use Photoshop. Hope that helps. So it looks like your phone really could not die in peace, no matter what. I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. I'm never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. I'm using iPad. Okay, well on iPad I would use LumaFusion for editing videos, and for making thumbnails I would actually use Affinity Photo. So I hope that helps. Today I was sitting and drinking chocolate milk, at which point my girlfriend came storming in. Oh yeah? And how was that? Like, was it a terrible disruption to you? Or did she maybe join you and drink some chocolate milk with you? Babe, wake up. Tech Summit uploaded a new video. No way. There's no way that actually happened. If only. It is appreciated nonetheless. Hey, you know what's crazy? Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up" video has almost 1 billion views. It's got 921,820,934 views. It didn't because I don't have a girlfriend. Ah, there you go. Well, it wouldn't have happened even if you did have one, because I mean, not that many people, you know, unless it's like a nerd like me, really get all that excited about like tech videos and tech reviews and stuff like that. But if she did, she'd be into Tech Summit. Ah, enough with the flattery. Enough with the flattery. We both know that that is not true. It's in the contract she signed. Okay, fair enough. I guess that if she did sign a contract, she is bound by contract to somehow enjoy the Tech Summit line of content. However, with that said, I wanted to say thanks to all of you for jumping in. And next live stream is going to be with the PD70. The pre-Sona is PD70. It is going to be a pretty interesting one since I'll finally be able to monitor my audio. Oh, Gara does the outro. Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I needed that. After a long week of countless battles, I found myself falling. When will you next be live or stream? That will be on Monday with my review of the PreSonus PD70. Use the sand coffin and sand burial. But with that said, thank you very much for jumping in, and I wish you all a wonderful night. Bloody Fedora, thank you for moderating and for maintaining peace among the chat. Moshak, thank you for stopping by, and obviously Shake. Solaire, thank you for coming. Dylan, thank you for coming. Dustin, thank you for coming. And have a good night to you all. May the sands protect you from the coming winter. And good night.